President and Vice-Chancellor, as Deputy Vice-Chancellor, may I, Kerry Law, present Sergio Pizzorno as candidate for an honorary degree. The pioneering musician who stands before you today has graced many of the world's most celebrated stages, including the pinnacle of any musical career, headlining Glastonbury in 2014. But his journey began right here in Leicester, playing gigs in familiar venues like our Students' Union and here at De Montfort Hall. His story is woven into the fabric of the city. Sergio is lead singer, songwriter and founder of Kasabian, one of Britain's most successful bands. With Kasabian, he has achieved a triple platinum debut, 7 consecutive #1 albums, numerous Q, NME and Mojo awards, and a coveted Brit Award for Best British Group. He has sold over 10 million albums and clocked over 1.5 billion streams on Spotify. But today's honour is about the man behind the music. Sergio is a free thinker, an innovator and a role model, someone whose journey shows our graduates what it means to pursue your passion with creativity, courage and conviction. In life, some follow paths, others forge them. Sergio belongs in the latter category. He is in the mould of many of the university's great innovators. Sir Alec Jeffreys famously discovered DNA fingerprinting in Leicester, and Sergio discovered new musical DNA. He is a polymath, someone whose talents transcend categories. As a teenager, he trained with a professional football academy and may have swapped the stage for the pitch until music took his attention. Off the stage, he is a recognised fashion icon, clothing designer, and visual artist. Whatever the canvas, Sergio creates boldly and originally. His free-spirited nature showed early. In his school nativity, he refused to wear the standard issue shepherd costume. No tea towel or ill-fitting bedsheet for Sergio. He walked on stage in his own clothes. His mum's jaw dropped, but the message was clear. He would express himself on his own terms. He credits this freedom to his close-knit family, his mum, dad, and sister, who helped him nurture his creativity and individuality. Conformity has never appealed to Sergio. With his long hair, Italian name, and unique style, he stood out growing up in Leicester, and he embraced it. His early influences mirrored this eclectic identity, from the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's to 90s rave music to the swagger of Britpop. Seeing Oasis succeed was, in his words, an atomic moment, proof that greatness wasn't reserved for a certain postcode or class. Like many of our graduates today, Sergio has overcome barriers. At school, he felt at odds with a formal approach to music education, and when he told his careers advisor he wanted to be a footballer, he was urged to be more realistic. "Fine," he said, "I'll be a rock star." A joke perhaps, but also a promise. While many bands imitated the sound of the era, Sergio had a visionary approach to own and curate the production. His training at Leicester College in music production gave him the tools to lead Kasabian's unique genre-blending sound, a fusion of rave, rock, and rebellion, an approach that was well ahead of its time. Sergio has also learned that growth means adapting. When he stepped into the role of Kasabian's frontman during a turbulent period, it wasn't out of ambition, but responsibility to the music, the fans, and his bandmates. His courage paid off, revitalizing the band and resulting in 2 more #1 albums. This was capped by a 50,000-strong homecoming show in Victoria Park last summer, where this whole venue, once a milestone gig for a young band, was used as the backstage area. So graduates, today you have the honour of graduating from Sergio Pizzorno's dressing room. This award also honours legacy. Sergio's grandfather, Wilf Dillon, was Leicester's Students' Union president in 1971 to 1972 as a mature student in his early 50s. And like Sergio, he was a citizen of change. He championed fairness, fought against apartheid, and resisted the National Front in Leicester. But Leicester isn't just Sergio's hometown, it's his creative sanctuary. It's where he met his wife Amy, his partner throughout life, and his rock, and where they now raise their sons, Ennio and Lucio. Sergio is now one of Leicester's most famous musical sons. His connection to the city and his unwavering belief in it continue to inspire generations after him. It was fitting that as a lifelong Leicester City supporter, he was asked to play and compose the music for their Premier League title-winning parade. Sergio's symbiotic relationship with the football club is a metaphor for the connection he enjoys with the city and its people. Sergio has always called Leicester his muse, the grounding force that keeps him real. Every Kasabian song has been written here. Even as he tours the world, he returns to write and produce in his home studio, affectionately known as the Surgery. So it's only fitting that today Sergio becomes a doctor of music. And yes, Sergio, you are now officially the doctor of the surgery. So President and Vice-Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate and Council, I present Sergio Pizzorno that you may confer on him the honorary degree of Doctor of Music.
Thanks. Well surreal, this is. Just have a minute. That was a lot, that speech. Beautiful. Proper Dumbledore, yeah? All right, here we go. First of all, a huge thank you to the University of Leicester for this incredible honour. And to all you graduating today, nice one. Let's have a round of applause for all of you. Come on. Come on. You'll probably be sick of clapping, but, you know. You survived the late nights, the panic, and the study mode playlists that devolved into cry mode and why did I choose this degree mode. But here you are, gloriously robed, cap on head, and brilliant. Also, a shout out to the lecturers and professors and academic wizards who've guided you, to the parents and friends and families who sent you bare money thinking it was for textbooks. We know. Now, to be here on July the 16th, 2025, receiving an honorary doctorate in music in the city where I grew up and still live is surreal, especially when I left school with an E in music. Yep, an E. The most useless note on the piano unless you're playing in the key of absolute disaster. I swear one of my old teachers is somewhere yelling, how is this humanly possible that this kid is on the stage now? My formal musical training, one guitar lesson, the teacher played Kumbaya, and I thought, nah, I want Hendrix, mate, not hymns, come on. But that's where it all started. I didn't know where I fitted in, and I'm sure some of you feel that too. That feeling of being a little off script. I knew one thing, I didn't want a proper job. And for a while I thought I wanted to be a footballer, not a gritty, hard-nut midfielder, but the luxury type who bends free kicks while wearing eyeliner in a fur coat. I remember sitting in the dressing room once, looking like Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock, thinking, this is not my tribe. And looking back, all those moments of not fitting in led me to my next not proper job, a career in the arts. At school, I was the kid who always could do better, easily distracted, and a bit of a nuisance. So I'm sorry about that, but it's true. Which, when I think back now, means might one day make a brilliant songwriter. I did want to learn, I just didn't have the language. Then I found music. It detonated like an atomic bomb in my chest. Boom, fashion, art, film, and emotion, like ravers all under one roof. My first instruments, a sampler and a computer. I realized I could create without following anyone's rules. I needed a feeling, and speakers loud enough to shake down buildings. The boy who was easily distracted became hyper-focused, and the boy who didn't want to learn became obsessed with learning, and that's where Kasabian was born. That's where I made sense. I fell in love with songwriting, the magic of turning random thoughts into sound, making strangers feel things they didn't know they could feel. I consumed music like a deranged Pac-Man, gobbling genres like my life depended on it. From Aphex Twin to Ennio Morricone, I absorbed it all. And then came Britpop, swagger, delusion, 3 chords and the truth. And I cracked open a Beatles chord book, taught myself how to play. From then on, songwriting became my ritual. Today, I wake up thinking about music, like a surfer thinking about the ocean, scanning the horizon for the next great wave. A melody, a phrase, a weird chord shape I haven't used since 2003. Songwriting requires patience, but when the idea clicks, when you ride that monster wave to shore, it's transcendence. Music has taken me all over the world, sometimes in first class, sometimes wedged between a hungover roadie and a Rickenbacker guitar. I played to millions in iconic venues and a few dodgy old boozers, the donkey round the corner, maybe. Along the way, I've met all kinds of people, geniuses, drunks who thought they were geniuses, maniacs and fools, but most importantly, I've met people who reminded me why I started this crazy journey in the first place. The compassionate, the empathetic, the beautiful souls who get it, sat right there, I can see you. Music didn't just give me a career, it opened doors that I didn't know existed and brought me into fashion, art and design, my other loves. Now for a few humble lessons from the road. This is your life, not mine. Your path will be beautifully different. In my 20s, my advice would have been louder, drunker, and almost certainly rated R, but now my advice is calmer and sober. That's the point. Change is growth. Change isn't failure, it means you're alive, you're learning, you're paying attention. Never be afraid to change your course. I've written over 1,000 songs, which sounds impressive, but I've only released 250, so there's a folder somewhere full of 750 shockers. But those bad songs, they taught me how to write the good ones. A few years ago, I became a frontman. Wasn't in the plan, but stepping into the spotlight changed everything. I nearly ran, but I didn't. I leaned in, and I discovered a version of myself I didn't know existed. So my plea to you, embrace the scary stuff, because that's where the magic lives. You are capable of more than you think. You won't find that by staying in your comfort zone. Also, play. Play with ideas, play with failure, play like it matters, and sometimes play like it doesn't. The outcomes will arrive, the joy is in the process, and that's where the real gold is. And finally, dedicate. When you find something you love, pursue it with everything you've got. There's no deadline on discovery. Embrace that chaos. There's so many, that's the end. Thank God for that. I've done that. I got through the hard bit. Thank you. There's so many beautiful people I want to thank, but I'm going to do it after because I know you want to crack on, so I'll see you after and say thank you. But I have to mention my 2 little legends, Ennio and Lucio, my boys, my chaos on my calm. You're the reason why I do any of this. Lastly, my wife, which I might struggle getting through because it's a bit emotional, this one, but let's see if I've got it in me. My wife, Amy, my best friend, the woman who I met at 16, and she still didn't run despite a really bad haircut I had back then. Every single day since, I've loved her a bit more. She's my muse, my inspiration, and the greatest mom in the world. I owe you everything and half this doctorate, say it right. Although she already knows she's well smarter than me, so I'm gonna have to give her that one. Before I go, in honor of my Italian heritage, I want to leave you with 2 quotes that I've lived my life by. The first is from the filmmaker Pier Pasolini, who said, "Express yourself and die rather than remain unexpressed and immortal." And the second is from Claudio Ranieri, who put it simply, "Dilly ding, dilly dong." Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for bearing with me. Thank you.